Hello. Welcome to the Breaker Tech Tree Showcase. In this video, I go from tier 5 all up to tier 11 to show you how to perform, but also what to watch out for along the line. We start out at tier 5 with the AT2. You have 75 alpha damage with 125 standard penetration. The premium being an APCR bumps it up to 180 pen. The HE on this vehicle is pretty useless at only 30 pen with 100 alpha. You do, however, have a 1.86 second reload time, and that gives you 2400 DPM with 0.28 accuracy and a 1.5 second aim time. The guns are the main feature of this tank line alongside the armor. They don't have very good alpha damage, but they do have very good DPM. But that doesn't always mean that the alpha damage is really small, as you'll see further on in the tech tree. You have 710 hit points, and we are using hardening. If we were to remove it, 650. The speed of this vehicle is 24 km/h forwards, 12 in reverse, and 11 power to weight. These things are incredibly slow. Not just the 82, but everything in this tank line, this is the type of speed you can expect. Although it does get a little bit faster towards the end. And obviously this is using a turbo, so if we were to remove the turbo, which I definitely don't recommend you do, you go 20 forwards, 10 in reverse, and 10.3 power to weight. You do have 21% camo, which is actually pretty good for this type of vehicle, and 372 meters view range. Now, as I was saying when I spoke about the gun on this vehicle, the armor is also another key feature of this line. As you can see, this is incredibly strong for tier 5. You do have a cupola, which you can pen with most tanks that you meet. And if you were to fire premium at it, then yes, it does turn into a much easier pen. Although you do have 180 pen on this tank. But you can side scrape if you would like to, and the gun arc allows you to go a little bit sideways so that you can present yourself an even harder angle to hit. Overall, the 82 is a solid vehicle. However, it does suffer the same fate that the rest of this line does until you get to around about tier 10, which is that they are very good if they are top tier and facing people that are below them. Borderline OP, actually. However, if you do meet people that are higher tier than you, your armor starts falling apart completely. It really is the case that these tanks are either really good or really bad. It's all just dependent on the matchup that you get. Tundra! Woo! Said absolutely nobody. I've made it to the location. It's 0 to 3. It's going well. I should actually tuck myself into the left-hand side here, so that it's a little bit harder for artillery to hit me. But then I also need to still see this left-hand side here. That's good. Oh, the good old M8. Okay, a little bit of damage to start things off with. We only took one shot in return. I mean, my team is in their base nearly. I want to see if I can spot any of these, but I don't want to turn, because then the T-67 can just kill me. M5 Stuart's pushed down to the left. Hello. Excellent. That's exactly what I wanted, actually. I'm just going to let the T-67 push this. The SU might be able to kill this. I mean, I don't really know. They very much underestimated my reload time. But at least the T-67's done, so now I can go up the hill. And we're actually losing, so there's still potential to have a pretty decent damage game out of this. As long as there's no one down here, we should be okay. I mean, what I need to do now is track this. Oh, I tried to shoot there, but what was that, man? Was that my artillery that shot me? Hello. Goodbye. And the M8 is running away, so I now own the hill. I don't think he can get back up. No, he can't. Okay, so I now own this hill. We're going to go into premium because we need it, especially at distance. Do we see anyone? Hello? Enemy team? There's no one. They're all hiding. I've won the hill. Oh. I can't quite do much against... Oh. Hello. Look at that. Juicy rear of the 82. I think we might need to push down. I don't know, though. I don't know if it... I tracked this guy. Lovely. That is glorious. Oh, and I get the kill. Oh. Now it's just two 82s that are in a platoon together, though. I believe in it. That is some insane accuracy. I don't want to get too close, because the closer I get to an 82, the easier it is for him to kill me. Although we may have to push down in a second. Just hide. Just hide. Just go forwards. That's worked. Oh, okay. Hang on. Now, the 82 does not have that good view range, so what I should be able to do is just back off here. It would be fine. He spotted me. Here we go. Oh no. Please, pen. Pen one of these. Please! Oh my... Mate, what is this? He pens with AP. I can't pen him at all with APCR. And we lose. Oh, what the... What is that RNG, man? What is that? Well, mastery badge on a loss with high caliber. Yep. Thanks, RNG. At tier 6, we have the 88. You now have 150 alpha damage with 171 standard penetration. The premium rounds being APCR go to 239. The HE on this vehicle is not much better than the previous tank at 38 pen, but it does have 190 damage. You now have a 3.58 second reload time, and that gives you 2,500 DPM, 0.28 accuracy, and a 1.49 second aim time. Much the same as the previous tank, but now you have more alpha. Pretty much exactly the same playstyle. You have 900 hit points, and we are not using hardening. I'm going to move on to the equipment in a second. We are obviously using a turbo, and you go 24, 12, and 11.5. Exactly the same speed as the previous tank. You do have 22% camo rating, which is again very, very good, and you have 382 meters view range. Now, the equipment that we are using is rammer, turbo, and vents. Now, if you wanted to use hardening here in replacement of the vents, absolutely this is valid. However, I cannot put it in the correct slot, and it doesn't give a meaningful boost to my hit points or my track health for me to personally use it. If you had bounty hardening, 100% use it. It is so much better than what events would give you. And this is going to be the trend that you're going to see for the rest of these vehicles, because I'm acting as if I'm grinding out these vehicles and don't have access to the field mods. The armor on the 88 does not disappoint. You have a very, very bouncy superstructure at around about 200 pen needed. The cupola is 152 millimeters to pen, but that isn't necessarily meaning it's weak, because there's a lot of tanks that are below your tier that will just not be able to pen this, which is why I said that if you are facing lower tiers, this thing can feel absolutely OP. There is also another cupola that is directly above the gun, which you can also hit. In fact, there's technically 3 cupolas on this. There is 1, 2, and 3, counting with max. The lower plate and the lower plate are not going to happen unless you were to fire premium, in which case this then opens up the tank to being a lot more easier to pen. However, you need to remember that we are using 239 millimeters of pen. Most tanks that you meet at your own tier and below don't have this. If we were to come and compare this to what a VK31P would see, this is firing premium at it. You can only pen it in the cupolas. Ideally, what you would like to do in this vehicle is try and just peek around the corner, only exposing your gun. Act as if this side is completely gone and you can only see this part of the vehicle. This is then a much, much harder target for them to hit. Yes, they can hit this though every single time. I think the 88 is a perfect continuation of this line, and this is how tech trees should really be. They're just an evolution of the previous tank. The gun is great. Yes, it's slow, but it has a lot of armor for what it is. You know what? I think I'm just going to cross this, but I need to be able to move. Well, maybe not cross it actually. Maybe I can just sit here and farm this. I don't have gun depression. I found a shot. I can actually overmatch his roof, I think. You know what? We're just going to go for it. We're not going to sit here. We can't really afford to sit there. This is actually really dodgy. Nice. Overmatch his roof. And now I think I can just peek this? Question mark? I don't know if the KV2 has enough, Oh my god. I can't perma track him though. Okay. I mean, we're doing a lot of damage, but we do need to be careful. Because we're so low down, it's really annoying actually. Like, it's really annoying to try and get an angle, because like, look how low down I am. Whereas with other tanks, I'll be much higher up. I'll be in line with like the Tiger 131. Oh, so painful this. I just hope the OI doesn't pen. I can't pen a KV2 apparently. You know what? I feel like I'm fighting with the tank more than the enemy. That's how I feel at the moment. This guy's using the big gun, so I should actually reload him. Or out-reload him. I love getting random bounces off a KV2. It's so much fun. There we go. And now we need to deal with the OI. Lovely. And then you just steam forwards into the crocodile because you really don't care. Yep. In this type of matchup, it doesn't care. As long as you can somehow hide the cupola, you just win. M44. Oh! Well, 2.6k, 5 kills, 1,300 blocking, mastery, apply. At tier 7, we have the 87. And yes, the machine gun is gone. You now have 230 alpha damage with 226 standard penetration, the premium being APCR 258. The HE on this vehicle is 42 pen with 280 alpha. Your reload time is 4.8 seconds, and that gives you 2,800 DPM, 0.27 accuracy, and a 1.49 second aim time. Yet again, this gun just feels lovely to use. You can very, very quickly make someone regret peeking you, especially if you can permatrack them. You have 1,300 hit points. Your top forward speed and reverse speed is exactly the same as the previous tank, but you do have a little bit better power to weight. Camera rating is roughly the same, and you have 416 meters view range. Now, the armor of the 87 might look really, really bad when you see it, because you will think this is just gonna get penned everywhere. But then you need to remember that we do have 226 standard penetration at tier 7. Not everybody has this. If you were to face something like a Black Prince, then this looks a lot better, although you can just pen this every time. And if they were to fire premium, then yes, you go back to the same kind of scenario. You do have a very, very big cupola on top of the tank, however, it is slightly covered by this one in front. And because the gun is all the way on this side of the tank, what you can do is actually just angle like this, and then just peek around and only expose the gun. This means that even if they do have premium, yes, they will be able to pen this and this, but it's a very, very slim shot to hit. And if they hit the tracks, it will just get absorbed and no damage. So the 87 is definitely not idiot-proof. You do need to know about what your tank is capable of bouncing, and also what the enemy team has as penetration. Try and go around a corner and just only expose the gun, and then you should be pretty good. However, if you get caught out in the open, and they have more than enough pen, you don't have any armor at all. And this is exactly what I mean by going back to the 82, where I said that most of these vehicles are very, very good at below tiers. Not so much against higher tiers, and even your own with decent pen. But on the other hand, you also have just an incredible gun. Goodbye, KV2. I need to go this way. I can't go forwards and then down, because that's just asking for the IS to shoot me. It's annoying that I need to now peek this corner with my gun not facing him. Hello. Just don't hit the cupola. Okay, or do. That's fine. Actually, he didn't even hit the cupola. He just went straight through me with normal AP. I can track? Nope. Well, I have to keep pushing. I have to keep pushing to try and get out of the way of the FV304. That should protect me, and hopefully I can just kill this. Just don't hit the cupola. There you go. Turns out the FV304 can still hit me. Is the IS still here? Yes. Wow. I mean, this is an interesting play from the E8 Sherman to just suicide his tank like that, but sure. Congratulations. I hope it was worth it. What on earth is happening? The light tank is still around here, though. I won't have shots on there. Oh, there he is. Oh, I mean, track him once. I'll do it again. Come on. No track again. Sad. There we go. This has been such a weird game. Oh, we might get some revenge on the artillery. Hang on. Oh. At least I get some spotting. I'm now going to be just permanently, like, my W key is going to be embedded into my desk. Technically no, because I'll just triple tap R and then whee! Where's the VK? VK's still here. Otherwise I wouldn't have got spotted. Yep. Hello, SU. Goodbye, SU. 2 win 3K, 3 kills. Only a little bit of blocking, but you know what? We take it. That was a good game. Apply. At tier 8, we have the AT-15. You have a slight alpha upgrade to 280, but actually a pen decrease down to 220. The premium rounds go up to 252, which is again not as good as the previous tank, and the HE rounds are 47 pen with 370 alpha. However, you have a 4.67 second reload time, which gives you nearly 3,600 DPM, 0.26 accuracy, and a 1.49 second aim time. This is where you truly step into the massive DPM tanks. And from here on out, that's what you're gonna get. You definitely don't want to be sitting out in the open when one of these things has started shooting you. And if you get permatracked by one of these, you are in deep trouble. You have 1,500 hit points, you go at 29 km/h forwards, 14 in reverse, and 12.3 power to weight. Slightly faster than the previous vehicles. And obviously we're using a turbo. Do not remove the turbo, because that's 25, 12, and 11.5. Camo rating has gone down, but you are a bigger target. And you now have 428 meters view range. The armor on this tank takes a little bit more explaining, because head on, this tank is not fantastic. Especially at tier 8, you're now going to get penned by a lot of things. Once they fire premium, this is pretty much over. But the thing is, you have an absolutely massive gun arc. And that means that you can go to an extreme angle all the way over here and just don't expose this half of the tank and only expose this bit. And even if they do fire premium, yes, it's still like a 60% chance with 250 pen, but a lot of the time they are going to bounce. Not to mention if they start wiggling a little bit, it makes it even harder. This is the optimal angle for the AT-15. You don't ever want to really go around a corner going this side, because the cupola is on that side, visible. And if you can't see this cupola and you do want to pen an AT-15, the best place is around here and also on the other side here. But even if they were exposing the weaker side and you only had standard rounds, this cupola is actually pretty troll, because you need to hit this flush on the face here or on the side over here. And even if you do fire premium, you can still get some random bounces on it. But the thing about the AT-15, it doesn't matter too much about the armor because it's good enough. Yes, if you meet higher tiers, they're going to go through you like you're nothing. But if you meet your own tier and they're firing standard rounds, or you meet a below tier, you're in pretty good shape. And considering the gun that you have on this vehicle, I think the armor is absolutely fine. Oh, I hope there's more tanks over this side, because the Tiger P is well and truly being a sniper, apparently. Well, judging how far my tanks, like the Zvilling, has gone into the city, there's not a lot of people here. We're loading premium straight away, because that's a K2. I don't know if I can overmatch. I don't know if I have the caliber. Ah, hello. Jagdtiger 88. Lovely. Permatracked Jagdtiger 88. Even better. Bit of a waste of premium, but it's fine. Hello, BZ. I think he struggles against me as well, which is quite funny. Watch me get hit for 800 now. Well, I did get hit for something to do with 8, but it wasn't 800. This thing is actually quite a good anti-BZ. Alright, the K2. It is... Oh, maybe not the K2 then. There we go. BZ destroyed. We go back into standard rounds. Next load the premium round. Go for the K2. K2 is going to be a problem for me, especially with his heat. I can't even pen the lower plate, even though it's a green pen marker. It's a struggle. Okay. And now we need to go back to base, because our base is... Well, our team just flopped. And then we do the long drive back to base. I have 576 health, which is not fantastic to deal with the rest of these, but they're actually pushing in. They're not even taking our base. I mean, I wouldn't do this. I would have just sat in the base, but okay. Even if they want to do like a, you know, no cap kill all, just sit in the base, draw them out to us. That's the best way of doing it, rather than this, because this is now, well, a bit precarious. Look at this, though. Look at the DPM on this. That is beautiful. And now we need to go back to base, though, properly, because they have decided that we should cap. And that is the correct thing to do from the enemy team. If they get 2 people in the cap, we're in trouble, because they could cap out in time. 87. Premium for him, just to guarantee the pens. There is still the Stura Mill and also the Tiger P, but I think I can peek up on the left-hand side here. Oh, no, 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 I can't do that. The Tiger P is going through the middle. And we should win that way anyway. So I just need to take out this guy for my team. I'm going into premium now. I just don't want any surprise bounces, that's all. Lovely. And the CS is gone. The steering wheel is all the way over there. We don't have to worry about him. And then the 87 will be in the base. That was very nice. Hopefully I can just go wide here. Lovely. He wants BIA. I'll accept it right at the very end. Because if I die, there's no point accepting it. I don't even know if I can see this. Or? Okay. 5k damage, 5 kills, mastery, all the badges, apply. At tier 9, we have the Tortoise. Alpha damage has increased to 400, with 259 standard penetration. The premium rounds go all the way up to 326. The HE on this vehicle is 120, with 515 alpha. And yes, you can see that's nearly 5,600 DPM with HE. You have a 5.52 second reload time, and that gives you 4,300 DPM, 0.27 accuracy, and a 1.49 second aim time. This is an absolutely massive gun upgrade, and the ability to permatrack has also gone through the roof. This is a very, very nice sweet spot between the DPM and also the alpha damage, because in the time that it takes you to reload, most people won't necessarily have repaired their tracks in time. After this thing got nerfed, which we're going to move on to, the gun is the only really, really amazing feature now of this tank. And if you can get into a position, it can still well and truly shine. You have 1,870 hit points. We're back to the 24, 12, and 11.2 power to weight. Camo rating is about what you would expect, and you have 451 meters view range. The armor on this tank is really not as great as it used to be. With update 2.0, they done a silent nerf to the Tortoise armor. Now, I'm sure this was buried deep within the patch notes, but in the actual vehicle rebalancing, they said nothing about the cupola nerf. Because this is what the tank looked like before 2.0, and this is what it looks like now. This cupola will get penned every single time that people see it. It doesn't matter where you shoot it from, it's going to get penned. For the rest of the armor, this is very, very good, but you need to remember we are now at tier 9, meaning that it can meet tier 11. It has the really, really good gun arc, similar to what the 8015 is, and if you do hide this side of the tank, it's pretty strong. However, if they do fire premium, you can go through this with around about 300 pen needed. So with the 326 APCR that we have on the Tortoise, yeah, this is not too hard to pen. And if you meet someone with 340 heat, yeah, that's not going to survive for very long. So this means that every possible opportunity that you have for an engagement, you need to go around the corner like this, hiding the right-hand side of your tank. Because even if you meet lower tier tanks, they will pen you every time. This tank really is either super, super strong if you can hide that side, or incredibly weak if you cannot hide that side. I won't lie, I was really disappointed when I played the Tortoise. This was the first tank that I actually free marked in the game, and I adored this thing. But nowadays, it really doesn't feel good, especially with the cupola nerf. You also don't have as much health as you used to have. I believe it was about 2,000 before update 2.0, and now it's obviously 1,850, meaning it makes it a little bit harder to trade, especially when you're getting towards the end game. The gun, however, is still fantastic. It's still just as good as I remember it, but the armor, yeah, it's not great. This is going to be horrific. This is actually going to be horrific. I can't play this map because every single time I go around a corner, yeah? I come round, yeah, and it just... Hello? Come on, shoot me! I'm here! No matter what I do. I can't even go, like, and snipe at the back. I just need to pray that they somehow don't have the armor pen indicator on, the armor flashlight indicator thing, and they don't know that usually this is a weak spot. It's alright, look. See, we just hide. Okay. I mean, as soon as someone peeks me, we are going to take damage. So I think that the best defense is offense. Okay? Here we go. We just be so aggressive that they forget about the cupola. Now that is a good plan. I'm trying to play the game. Like, I'm not trying to block you. I'm just trying to play the game. Here we go. Look, they won't see it. Look at that. See? He bounced. Reload. Nice. You've remembered about the cupola again. Not good. Not good. Don't worry, though. Bit more damage. Maybe I can, like, block it. No, that's not happening. Ah, little Picormus. Hello. Now, we can't really push this, but whatever. I'm just going to push it because I can't be bothered to go around. We just need a little bit of speed, that's all. Come on, little Tortoise. Speed. I mean, I've just loaded premium for the Tortoise, but I've now remembered that I do not need premium for the Tortoise. Although we are just going to die now. We're now dead. Wait. We're not dead. Keep going. No, no, no. Don't see the cupola. Do not see the cupola. Do not block me. Get out of my bum. We're alive. This is why you don't go around that way, usually. We can go back to standard rounds now. We don't really need the premium for an AAT-60 in a shell mode, if we're honest. There is the AT-15 at the back, though. Oh. Oh. Alright, ignore that. Look at this. Oh, yes! I mean, at least it still has the gun. The AT-15 is thoroughly behind a complete mountain, so yeah, that's not happening. Oh! There's still damage to be done! Oh my... Whoa. Lovely. We're 4.7, 3 kills, only a first class. Get a high caliber though. I'm not even gonna apply this. Like, I just... It's really sad that I just don't like this tank anymore. Like, the Cupola nerf really has killed this thing. Yes, the gun still works. Yes, you can still have good games. But it just feels awful. At tier 10, we have the Badger. Alpha damage has increased to 480 with 272 standard penetration. The premium rounds with APCR go all the way up to 320. This is actually 6 less pen than the previous tank. The HE on this vehicle, however, is an upgrade with 130 pen and 620 alpha. 5.6k DPM with HE. The reload time is 6.61 seconds and that gives you 4,355 DPM, 0.26 accuracy and a 1.49 second aim time. You have 2,150 hit points, however you do go considerably faster at 34 forwards, 14 reverse and 17 power to weight. This tank feels rapid in comparison to the previous tanks, even though it's not actually that fast. Obviously, if you were to remove the turbo, you go at 30 forwards, 12 in reverse and 16 power to weight. I won't lie, on some maps such as Himmelsdorf, you could probably remove the turbo. The camo rating is actually pretty good at nearly 18% and you have 451 meters view range. Now, as we have got to tier 10, it's now time to speak about the field mods and what I would choose. This is going to be the same for every single tier, it's just dependent on if the field mod is there. For the first one, you always choose the left-hand side. The right-hand side is completely useless. For the next one, we choose the accuracy and then the free view range at tier 5. For number 7, this is a bit more down to personal preference. I personally would rather have the hit points and also the crew protection, but if you want to go for all-out DPM, by all means go for the right hand side. And for this last one, it's again down to personal preference. You could leave this completely blank, you could choose the left hand side, or you could choose the right hand side. If I was using a pretty good turbo, such as Bounty or Bond, I would probably choose the left hand side, because this reverse speed isn't too bad. But as we can see, with just using a normal turbo not in the correct slot, it's only 12 kilometers an hour. So if I didn't have access to that, probably not choosing either. And the armor on this tank is nearly impenetrable. Yeah. The lower plate is the only real place that you can reliably go through this vehicle, and either side of it is actually a bit more armored, so you can't easily pen that either. Even if I was to fire premium at this, the upper superstructure is just not going to go through. I have a 42% chance at going through it on flat ground. However, the Badger is quite low profile, so if we were to raise it slightly, yeah, this makes it a little bit easier, especially on the upper hull here. However, if you were to use all your 10 degrees of gun depression, good luck. You can't even overmatch the side skirts here because that's 50.8 millimeters thick, meaning that you're going to need a 153 or greater caliber gun to overmatch these. So if you do meet a Jagdpanzer or an FV, just be careful with that. Speaking of the Jagdpanzer 100, if it fires heat at you, you're in trouble. The Jagdpanzer along with the Hori 3 are probably the only vehicles that you really need to fear if you're facing them. And even if you fully hold down in a Badger against a Jagdpanzer, they can still go through this every time. Oh yeah, and you can also side scrape because why not? This tank is incredibly good. It has an insanely good gun, insanely good armor, and mobility is not actually that bad. It kind of ticks all the boxes for what you would expect at a tier 10 for this entire line. It used to be that people would prefer the Tortoise tier for tier because of the way that the matchmaking was. But now that we have tier 11 in the game, I think the Badger is probably the best tier for tier in this entire line. What are we doing? IS-7 went to the mid, Patton went to the mid. The middle of this map is pretty useless now. That's how it feels like. Wait, can you have shots from here? No way. That's actually mental. Why does this have a random hold down to stop them from playing the middle there? Well, he's pushed up quite far. Look, I've arrived. Hello, enemy team. E5. I take a hit, but we can't get the perma-track. I mean, if I shoot him again, he is perma-tracked. He is now perma-tracked, but I think his repair time would be good enough. We get another one in. KR1. That should be able to hold that, and then we can just hold up here. I mean, the BZ is out of repair kit now, at least. But what is that? Hello, I7. I mean, can I not... Can I go here and just... I know the thingy will be there, but... Do you have shots at my lower plate? Yeah. Can I go through here? Yeah! Badger is learning new things about this map. Ah, hello enemy team! Greetings! Oh, this is lovely. Look at that! Actually glorious. Woo! That was beautiful. I didn't know I could go through that hole. That's going to be clipped out of context. Look at that, 5.3 in no time at all. Apply. And finally, at tier 11, we have the Breaker. Your alpha damage stays exactly the same at 480, but the standard penetration goes up to 283. The premium being APCR, 331 pen. The HE is exactly the same as the previous tank, 130 pen, 620 alpha. Although you are now at 5,900 DPM with HE. You have a 6.3 second reload time, and that gives you 4,500, nearly 4,600 DPM, 0.26 accuracy, and a 1.41 second aim time. Yeah, this gun is just a straight upgrade from the Badger. You have 2,200 hit points, which is only a little bit of a step up from the Badger at tier 10, and you're actually back down to being at 24 kilometers hour forwards, 14 in reverse, and 12 power to weight. And this is with using a turbo. However, we'll move on to the mobility in a second when we talk about the ability. Your camo rating is actually really, really good at 22%, and you have 451 meters view range. And for the armor on this vehicle, yeah, what you would expect for a tier 11 Badger. This is insane. If this is fully hull down, you are not penning this tank. Even a Jagdpanzer 100 firing heat at it will not pen this. However, unlike the Badger, underneath the side skirts can be overmatched. If you have a 134 or greater caliber gun, you'll be able to go through right here. If you take a look at the roof of this vehicle, there's actually 3 different sections. There is a 50.8mm plate, there is a 44.5mm plate, and then a 25.4mm plate. This means that most people at the very rear of the vehicle, if they can see it, will be able to overmatch this part. This then has the same overmatchability as the underneath the side skirts on the middle bit of the roof. And then over here is basically only FV and Jagdpanzer 100 territory, meaning that if you are in a Jagdpanzer 100 and you're firing heat at one of these things, you're probably doing it wrong. Because considering the low profileness of this tank, and considering it's probably going to be something like this when you meet it, you can go through this every single time with AP. Now we are going to speak about the ability very briefly. I've already done a full tank review on the Breaker, so if you're interested in that, I'll leave it in the description. The way this works is as you go forwards, you're then going to build up the turbo. It then slowly increases your top speed and you'll go faster over time. However, when you are utilizing that mode, your traverse speed is decreased. You can always just slow down and then it goes back to normal. But you will get a 50% top speed increase and a 70% engine power increase. And as you'll see, when it is fully upgraded, it takes around about 15 seconds to achieve this. I think the Breaker is a very comfy tank. I feel the gun is excellent and it's a perfect upgrade from the tier 10. However, I wouldn't say that it is tier for tier better than the Badger. The Badger has more top speed by default without needing the ability, and the gun is pretty much 90 to 95% of what you get on the Breaker. But I do think that it's still a worthy upgrade from that. It's fun. Right, hello Mr. 260. Oh, that is an impressive side scraping angle. Can you do it again? No, do it again. It'll be fine. Do it again. That'll do. It is now time to move on to the IS-7. Oh, and KL1. Is there anyone else around here? Doesn't look like it. What about this side? Hello. Track him there. Block the 268V4. Oh, look at that. Oh, I'm so good. That was beautiful. We block the V4 so he can't hit the lower plate. Let me through. It's time to continue. Breaker has things to break. Continue. Oh, we've built up the speed. I'm like a rocket. Such a great little torpedo I am. This guy just got ammo racked. Next one could make him go kaboom as well. I could even use HE here, but I don't think it's worth it. Just try and get the damage done, I think. And we can focus on the Leo 120 at the back. No teammates! God, I hate teammates so much. Yep, that's your typical breaker game. Doesn't care. 5.5k, 1 kill, just storms through people. Apply. So that has been the Breaker Tech Tree Showcase. Thank you very much for watching. Let me know your thoughts down below, and I'll see you all in the next one.